This is Cotter Paluni's world.
Kim turned back to face the crowd who were all staring past her at the fantastic sight outside the space station. Eternally bored, she continued her well-practiced spiel.
A whole world cut off from the universe. Those who dare tread too near its atmosphere are struck down by its demonic scarlet lightning.
As always, there were a few nervous gasps and giggles from the punters.
Don't worry, we at Universal Heritage are fully aware of how close we can get. A few kilometers closer and we too would be struck down, but we're perfectly safe here. And we're close enough to observe what some call the Devil's World. Cotter Paluni herself discovered the planet in...
Kim trailed off as she noticed a man standing at the back of the crowd. He wasn't like the others. He wasn't gawping, slack-jawed, out of the window. He was staring at her, and he was stunning. He noticed her looking at him, and he grinned. Kim felt herself blushing for the first time in years. She looked away and continued.
Cotter Paluni, of course, died when her Explorer craft was struck by the lightning. She burnt in the atmosphere, with some pronouncing it a punishment for her blasphemy. Of course, we live in more enlightened times now, and nobody truly believes that there's some kind of vengeful god at work down there. But over the years, hundreds of scientists have studied the lightning that constantly surrounds the planet, and not one... She paused, and then, as ever, repeated not one, for emphasis. Not one has been able to identify what the lightning is. Nobody knows what causes it. Nobody knows what secrets are protected by...
She trailed off again as the man pushed through to the front of the crowd. Well, he didn't so much push as they simply parted for him. He grinned again at her. God, he was beautiful. A blue-skinned Crispallian asked Kim whether the planet was inhabited.
Nobody knows,
she replied with a practiced, spooky tone.
The lightning skies are completely impenetrable. What's on the surface of the 26th wonder of the universe? Nobody knows.
So how about we find out? It was the man. And as she stared into his eyes, she found herself wondering, for the first time in her 3 years on the Cotter Paluni's run, what was down there? What secrets were being protected by the crimson lightning?
How do you mean?
She asked quietly. He shrugged and grinned. We could find a way. What about it? You and me. An adventure. You could be my companion. For some reason, the word seemed to amuse him. Kim stared. He was tall, well-built, and handsome. Possibly human. He was wearing some kind of old-fashioned coat, but it was those eyes and that grin. There was something of the devil in that grin. She turned and looked back out at the planet as it snarled and lashed out at the universe. She stared at the crimson skies, with its clouds the color of blood, and she suddenly appreciated its terrifying beauty. The scarlet lightning, the endless storm that hid the planet's secrets from the universe. And for the first time, Kim Ashman, already feeling old at 26, wanted to know what those secrets were. She needed to know. She turned back to face the crowd, to face him. But she'd turned away for too long. He'd gone. Down on Cotter Paluni's world, a flash of bright white light signaled the arrival of Captain Jack Harkness. He looked up at the scarlet lightning and grinned. Rain, the color of blood, lashed down on him, and loud thunder rumbled across the skies. It was terrifying, but so fantastic. Looks like I'm finally in hell, he said to himself. Let's just hope it's ready for me. Torchwood, Red Skies by Joseph Lidster. Read by John Telfer.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?